Good afternoon and welcome. We are delighted to have you here for a press conference by the Secretary General of the United Nations, who's just wrapping up his trip to Lebanon. Joining him on the podium is our special coordinator for Lebanon, Ms. Janine Hennis-Plaschart, and Lieutenant General Haroldo Lazzaro, who is the force commander for the UN Peacekeeping Force, UNIFIL. The Secretary General will make some opening remarks, and then we'll take some questions. Sir, please.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am concluding a very meaningful and productive visit to Lebanon. And I have been profoundly moved by all I saw and heard. Throughout my time here, I have sensed an atmosphere of opportunity. After one of the most difficult years in generations, Lebanon is on the cusp of a more hopeful future. A window is opened, paving the way for a new era of institutional stability, a state fully able to protect its citizens, and a system that would allow the tremendous potential of the Lebanese people to flourish. We must do all we can to make this vision a reality. That was the focus of my meetings with President Joseph Aoun, caretaker Prime Minister Najib Mikati, Speaker of Parliament Nabil Berri, Prime Minister-designate Nawaf Salam, and caretaker Foreign Minister Abdallah Bou Abid. With the head of state and government once formed, Lebanon will be placed to address the needs of its people and extend state authority throughout its territory. Of course, big challenges lie ahead. During my visit in the south yesterday, I saw firsthand the dramatic human impact and the utter level of destruction caused by the conflict. Hundreds of thousands of displaced residents have returned to southern Lebanon, southern Beirut, the Bekaa Valley, and elsewhere. And many have found their homes and communities in ruin. The rebuilding needs are great, but they are not unsurmountable. Working hand in hand with Lebanese authorities and partners, the United Nations will intensify our support for recovery and reconstruction across Lebanon. Many Israelis were also victims, with their lives upended by the conflict. I fervently hope that from both sides people will be soon able to return to the areas where they lived and resume their daily lives. Ladies and gentlemen, the cessation of hostilities is fragile, but it is holding. I call on both parties and all those with influence to ensure commitments are realized. The newly established mechanism should be used to address outstanding issues. I note that the Israel Defense Forces have commenced their phased withdrawal from Lebanese territory, with the Lebanese armed forces deploying in greater numbers south of the Litani River. But we see continued demolitions of buildings and infrastructure in southern Lebanon, as well as fatal airstrikes. On the other hand, in the past 40 days alone, UNIFIL peacekeepers uncovered over 100 unguarded weapons and ammunition caches, promptly sharing their locations with the Lebanese armed forces. Resolution 1701 is clear. The area between the Blue Line and Litani River must be free of all armed personnel, assets and weapons other than those of the government of Lebanon and UNIFIL. And I had the opportunity to visit with UNIFIL troops yesterday who are undertaking a vital mission. They carried out over 730 missions in close cooperation with the Lebanese armed forces, facilitating their redeployment to more than 50 positions. UNIFIL has also facilitated 39 humanitarian missions in coordination with the Lebanese Armed Forces, the Lebanese Red Cross, various UN entities and NGOs. Our peacekeepers are currently strengthening their capacities and adapting their conduct of operation within their mandates. Despite continued challenges, critical milestones can be met with sufficient political will. Safety, security and freedom of movement of UNIFIL should be fully guaranteed. The parties have renewed their commitment to Resolution 1701 as the framework for lasting peace. As I said, it is now essential to see the withdrawal of the Israel Defense Forces from Lebanese territory and the simultaneous deployment of the Lebanese armed forces across southern Lebanon in the agreed time frame. Moreover, Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity must be respected, and the Lebanese state must have full control of weapons through Lebanese territory. This is a central tenet of Resolution 1701. It is therefore equally important to also look beyond the 60-day period in order to begin the work to, this time around, fully implement Resolution 1701 in all its dimensions. I encourage the international community to strengthen their support to the Lebanese armed forces. The United Nations, including through the UN Special Coordinator for Lebanon and UNIFIL, is committed to supporting the parties that uphold their obligations under Resolution 1701 and ensuring that the cessation of hostilities holds. This would lay a platform for the full implementation of the resolution and its ultimate goal, a permanent ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. I want once again salute the women and men of UNIFIL who remained in position at great risk to their safety and security. And I also extend my profound thanks to the troop contributing countries. They were crucial in helping the parties find their way towards peace. I also want to thank and recognize the UN staff in Lebanon for their courage and resilience and continuing to deliver at great personal risk under very difficult circumstances. Several made the ultimate sacrifice, and many lost all they had. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, the situation in the region is evolving rapidly with a deal on a ceasefire and release of hostages in Gaza, as well as developments in neighboring Syria. I want to commend the government and people of Lebanon for their long-standing solidarity in hosting large number of Syrian and Palestinian refugees. It is that spirit of solidarity that the world must show to the people of Lebanon. The road ahead is filled with promise, but also great tests, and these include reforms and efforts for greater accountability. As the Lebanese people travel this road together, the United Nations is proud to stand with you. Let's make the most of this atmosphere of opportunity, and I thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take some questions. Mr. Mohammed Farhat, please.